as far as Joshua's, he already fought better competition with one fight than anybody on Wilder's resume. So that says a lot.
No question. Now listen, no question. Do me a favor. Are you going to hang this up on my wall?
If you'd like, yeah. It's gonna take a while to be posted on YouTube. Absolutely.
Yeah, just interview with Rick Glaser, blah blah blah.
Yeah, absolutely,
blah,
absolutely,
blah.
absolutely.
And then hang it up on my wall, and then the people comment. But listen, let me tell you something that nobody realizes. Now, two things. I want to tell you what they are now.
Okay.
First of all these guys, Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, all these guys fought for the heavyweight championship of the world. They had 35 wins under their belt. This guy fought, he had only 15 wins under his belt when he first fought for the title, okay, when he first fought for the title.
Yeah.
And now, 4 fights later, the motherfucker's beating Klitschko. He's only 19, his 18th fight was his 19th fight.
Yeah.
You got to give the guy a lot of credit, okay? That's number one. Number two, here's the second thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know that Wilder averages $1 million a fight. Mm-hmm. You know that, right?
Yeah,
for his heavyweight title fight.
Oh, yeah.
You know how much Joshua got the other day?
I know it was nowhere near anything that Klitschko, or I'm sorry, that Wilder gets.
Okay, he got $25 million guaranteed, and a huge percentage of the pay-per-view in England, and they did $1.5 million buys on pay-per-view. Imagine how much money that he got.
Oh well.
He got probably about $35 million.
Yeah, well, and it was well deserved and well earned.
Oh, no question. But my point is, the other guy's getting $1 million. See, why he doesn't need Wilder.
Right,
he can fight anybody now. He can fight anybody now and fill a stadium. Now, I'm not saying he'd be able to fill Wembley, but he can fill a stadium.
Right.
He doesn't need to fight anybody. He doesn't need to fight Wilder. So, and then Eddie Hearns can look at, hey, this guy only gets an average of $1 million a fight. Why are we going to pay him $10 or $15 million for what?
Right.
We don't need to fight him. And that's the fight's going to be a more difficult fight to make than people think, because Wilder don't make no money, and Wilder can punch, but they might be leery of Wilder. I don't know. I'm not saying. I think Joshua is too strong. What's wipes the floor with him? But that's not the point. The point is, Eddie Hearn might say, well, why are we paying this guy $15 million? We get anybody to fight for $1.5 million, so why are we doing this?
Right, but and on the flip side, I think that Wilder's team and Wilder himself, in his head, probably thinks that because he's got more exposure out here in the U.S., he probably sees himself as the A side. But clearly, I mean,
he's not an A side. He's not a B side. He's a C side.
Yeah.
Because he's a C side because a B side they only got to pay $1 million, $1.5 million to fight this guy, and they'll do big numbers. Now all of a sudden they got to do another, to overcome, let's say $15 million. Let's just say round figures $15 million. Mm-hmm. They got to do another $13.5 million in sales.
Yeah.
And you heard Mike say, I don't need this aggravation. We might not win.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's going to be a way more to see. You got to remember something. All these mega fights we've had in the past, okay, all these mega fights, all these guys were making big money when they fought each other. Hearns was making big money when he fought Leonard both times. Leonard was making big money. Hagler made big money without Hearns. Hearns made big money without Hagler. They were all making big money, so it was easier to do.
Right. Pacquiao, Mayweather, same deal.
Only making $1 million a fight, an average fight, you got to making $25 million. They're going to say, what the fuck do we use aggravation for?
Yeah.
You think that works for and Wilder? Because that's what he'd be doing. Because they can't promote a show. What are they going to do? Lee DeBell's going to be able to promote Wilder? That's a joke.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a joke. And don't forget one thing. Wilder's got no charisma. He can't even draw to his own hometown. They get tickets away. Yeah. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. I'm not saying Alabama's a hotbed for boxing, but Joe Louis was born there.
Right. Well, you can say it doesn't matter whether it's a hotbed wherever you're from. Look at Terrence Crawford. I mean, he could sell out his hometown.
Well, don't forget. Now wait, there's a big difference between Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is an animal,
and he has charisma. He's not. I'm not comparing him to Wilder, but I'm just saying you either got it or you don't. But you can sell out, your hometown if if one, you have the goods, which Terrence Crawford clearly does. And number two, he's a likable